Welcome back to another episode of Hear What I'm Saying. Today we have a very special guest, Hillary Washington-Goodner. Hillary is a dedicated school teacher, a loving wife to a minister, and a proud mother of two. She's here to share her personal journey with postpartum hair loss, offering insight, encouragement, and practical advice for other moms going through the same experience. We'll be diving into her challenges, what she's learned along the way, and how she regained confidence in her hair and herself. But before we get into the show, do me a favor, share this episode with someone who is pregnant or has recently had a baby. Postpartum hair loss is a reality for so many women, and spreading awareness can help them feel supported and prepared for the journey ahead. Welcome to the Hear What I'm Saying podcast. I'm your host, Kenitra Stewart. Today we have Hillary Washington-Goodner joining us to talk about postpartum hair loss. Welcome to the show. How are you?
Hi. Thank you for having me. I'm so happy to be here.
Thank you for accepting the invite.
Of course.
I really appreciate that. When you jumped on, I was like, yes. Because I saw you had even responded when I was looking for a guest. And I was like, I'm sure Hillary probably got some experience with this. Let me just reach out and nudge and see what she'd be interested in.
I wanted to give somebody else a chance because I was a little nervous about being on the podcast, but I was also excited about the topic coming up because it really is an important topic that is affecting women who are giving birth, things of the sort.
Yeah.
So I wanted to join in.
Oh, well, I think I need to take that as a cue from here on out. Like, maybe people are scared and maybe I just need to jump in and say, hey, will you be on the podcast?
You know what? I choose you.
Yeah, yeah. And I had some inquiries, but I was just like, I had a smaller interview and I was like, I don't know if it's going to... I know we've had multiple conversations behind the chair, and I already know how the conversation can kind of flow and go. And so with them, I just wanted to be a little bit more deep.
Right.
You know, and it was just kind of surface. I'm like, I want y'all to reach to my listeners' hearts.
For
and
sure.
Really speak to them, so they can know they're not alone. This is an experience, most women that get pregnant, they're going to experience it,
Yes. For sure.
I just feel like you were the best candidate.
Period. Period. Okay.
All right, girl. So can you introduce yourself to our listeners and let us know a little bit about your background?
Of course. Well, my name is Hillary Washington-Goodner. I go by Hillary Goodner. Officially got the name changed. We married now.
All right,
doing all the things.
Goodner.
Yes, ma'am. I am, of course, a mom of two. I am a teacher. I am a wife. I am a creator. I am just all the things. I'm busy. That's what I am.
You are.
I am so busy. A little bit about me. I am hair illiterate. I don't know nothing about doing nobody's hair. I don't know nothing about doing my hair. We just be out here making something happen.
Well, your hair looks great.
Period.
Okay, so I think maybe in your mind you don't think, but your hair looks amazing.
Look, I said I'm coming on for my girl. I'm about to put my best foot forward. We're going to get in this mirror. We're going to learn how to do something. And I did that.
You look good, too.
Thank you. Thank you.
So when did you first start noticing changes in your hair after you gave birth?
Oh, my. Okay, so I have two girls. And so the first time I gave birth, I really didn't notice any changes in my hair after I had given birth. Whenever I was pregnant with her, my hair had gotten noticeably thicker. You're not putting your finger through, ain't running your fingers through nothing. Very dense, very thick, very compact. But I didn't really notice any hair loss with her. But my second child, that was when I experienced it.
Okay.
And that was truly an experience.
Tell us about it.
Yes. So it kind of actually happened in two phases. And so I gave birth to her in July. And during that time, I had braids in. And I was noticing that even when I had the braids in, my hair started thinning, especially around the edges, some places in the middle. So I was like, oh, okay. Well, it's nothing crazy. So maybe we're good, and that was around the time, had just given birth, was doing the whole thing with breastfeeding, was still kind of taking prenatal vitamins here and there. And so the thinning to me wasn't problematic. I was thinking maybe it was just the stress, but I actually experienced hair loss about 6 months later. So in January, I had a new set of braids in. And Kenitra, I'm telling you, I'm taking the braids out. And I'm like looking at like my hair just like coming out. And at first I was like, okay, this is more than just like your average like braid shedding. This is like the hair is coming out.
Right.
And I remember, and it was so funny because I was so calm about it because I was like, okay, I think this is happening. This is happening. I had two handfuls. I
figured that's how you would handle it, right? Like, that's your energy, girl, your aura.
Yeah.
So I'm not surprised to hear that. I would have been more surprised if you said you would have responded more dramatically.
I was like very calm about it, but like it was very striking how much hair I had lost. Like, I mean, I had 2 handfuls of hair, not to mention like the hair that was in the shower, the hair that was like in the sink. I was so shocked that I had lost so much hair. And like, I was also like, well, can I curse? Well, dang. Like,
I mean, yes, be yourself.
Okay.
Please.
I was like, well, damn. Like, I already got low density hair. So, like, losing so much hair, I'm like, well, I ain't about to have no hair on my head.
Yeah.
Like, where is it going? Like, what am I going to look like after this?
Right.
And I remember even then, like, the spacing in my hair was really off. Like, it was, like, really uneven. My ends were really dry and brittle. Like, my hair was, like... woo.
Yeah.
It was like,
it's unmanageable.
Girl. Yes. And I remember like just looking in the mirror and saying to myself, like, what am I going to do? Because like I said, when I started, like, I don't know nothing about no hair.
Right,
Girl, I don't know how to do no hair. And losing all of this hair now that I have never experienced before, what am I going to do?
Yeah. So did you have any, okay, so once it set in, like, obviously, I'm losing hair. Did you relate it to postpartum hair loss?
Definitely. Okay. I knew that it was that.
Okay.
Like, I had already known, like, and I think that was kind of why I was so calm about it.
Oh, because you already knew what it was.
Because I was like, okay, yeah, this is postpartum hair loss. Yes. Like, this is what it is.
Did you know what it was before you even started having kids? Had you ever heard of postpartum hair loss?
No, because honestly, like, I wasn't really, that wasn't like my lane. I wasn't thinking about kids at that time. You know, like, I didn't have any friends or people around me who had a baby, given birth. So like, that just kind of wasn't my area of expertise.
Okay.
And so it wasn't until like I actually got pregnant and, you know, you're watching all the videos, you're reading all the things. Yeah.
So it was when you started, you know, becoming a mom. That's when you learn like there's a thing called postpartum hair loss.
Yes.
And
I was like, oh, Lord, I pray that never finds me. Scroll. But but then
was
look
this
at
on
me.
social media too?
Girl, TikTok University.
See, because you know, you think about it, my daughter is 16. So when I first experienced it, I'm thinking, I got a bad relaxer.
Right.
My hair is coming like that. Because it started at the perimeter first. Like you said, the edges. So I'm thinking like, did she leave the relaxer on too long? Like what happened? Because I got a relaxer literally around the time I started experiencing all that hair loss.
Yes.
And I thought that for like 4 years.
Let me tell you.
After the fact.
And I knew like, I trust my braiders. My braiders are great. Like, they've always taken care of my hair. Like, my hair looks great. It's like great in the braids. And I knew that it wasn't that.
Yeah.
And like, you don't want to kind of go down a rabbit hole of like, well, was it this? Was it that? Like, you know, all the things. But I was like, you know, the most obvious thing is I just had this baby.
You just had a baby. And see, that's why I do love TikTok and Instagram and all these social media platforms, because y'all can kind of get ahead of all of this stuff, you know.
For sure.
You know, like I told you, for 4 years, I was really stuck on that was a bad relaxer.
Exactly.
You know, but not knowing like, no, you experienced that because you just had a baby. There's a thing called postpartum hair loss.
Which is so shocking. Like, of all the things that we can experience.
Right.
We just had the baby. You know, we up all night. If you're breastfeeding, you're dealing with that. And I'm about to lose my hair.
And I'm about to lose my hair.
Lord, pick a struggle. Just give me one.
Right?
Just give me one.
So for you, it happened the opposite for me. I experienced it with my daughter, but not with my son. So my first and not my second.
See, that's crazy.
Yeah. So, did you tell me about like any new hairstyles? What was your first solution to try to solve this? Like, what did you do? Or did you even try? Or were you just too busy being a mom? You just like, forget it. I'll worry about it later.
It was a little bit of all of that. Like, after I lost the hair, I really just kind of like looked at myself and I like was like, no, girl, you need to lock in. Like, I really want to grow my hair out. That's like just kind of been like my goal, my New Year's resolution, whatever you want to call it. Like I want to grow my hair out to like the healthiest it's been, to the longest it's been, to like the strongest it's been. And so after losing all of that hair and looking at myself and just like also thinking about where I am in my life with like my husband being a minister, you know, being a mom, also just being a woman, want to like take care of myself and just like look presentable. I already just said, I'm like, no, like I'm about to lock in and try to get this hair stuff together.
Yeah.
But being a teacher, being a full-time mama, being a wife, and only having so many hours in a day, doing hair almost feels like an extra task.
It sure does.
It
is
extra.
an extra task.
Yes.
Like, it's really like, you know, it's good for your mental well-being when you have time, but it also can be very daunting on your well-being as well.
Exactly. And again, I don't know how to do no hair.
Yeah,
so
that's true. Yeah.
Having to like research products, having to think about like, okay, how can I fit this in my schedule? What's a style that's going to last? Like, how can I get in the mirror and do this? Like, it really felt like, okay, this is an uphill battle, but if you want it, you're going to have to work for it.
That's right. Yeah.
And that's just kind of like where I've been with it. And so like some of the styles I was trying, if I don't know how to do nails, I know how to twist my hair. So, you know, we're going to do a nice little twist out.
Yeah.
We're going to like do some like a flat twist and like wear that in a style.
Right.
And so just like trying to find ways to like give my hair a break from the braids.
Yeah. Low manipulation.
Yes. Low manipulation, like low heat, like just something to do to my hair to just like find a style that looks good, that lasts, but then also like that I feel like really good in, you know?
Absolutely.
And I've really settled on like this curly like I love my hair curl.
The perm rod set. But you know, we used to do the flexi rod set. That's what like, so the flexi rod
You
set.
did my first one and I've been hooked since then. And like I actually did it for a wedding I went to recently, like this past weekend.
Oh yeah.
And it came out so perfect. I was like, girl, I was in the mirror praying. I was like, Lord, Lord, if you love me, you will help me get this hair together so that I'm not at this wedding looking crazy. But you know, like,
get in the mirror.
Yes, but you know, like when you're trying a new style, you already think in your head, okay, if this don't work out, I can do it like this. I can, you know, trying to figure it out. And that's what I'm doing. But it worked out.
Thank God.
And I said, you know what? I'm going to keep doing that. Ooh. Because they tell you, before you go someplace, don't try nothing new.
Don't try. I am a strong believer. You hear me?
And that's being a mirror, trying nothing new.
I am a strong believer in not ever trying nothing new.
You know?
When you going somewhere.
Because you just never know.
You never know. And my best friend taught me that because for our senior portraits, she decides she want to wax her mustache for her senior portraits. And, you know, this is not professional equipment and she don't have professional experience. And girl, she ripped that thing off and ripped skin off.
Oh, Lord.
Thank God she was great at makeup. But,
you know,
but she taught me that when I was 17. Like, I will never try nothing new.
And I'm so happy that you are the type of person you are, because some people got to be in the class to get the lesson.
Oh, no.
You said, I ain't got to be in the class to get the lesson.
Some stuff I do, but that, no. I was like, I'll never do that. I will never, ever do that. Because I'm glad it worked out for you.
I am too. Because, girl, I was like, I can't go to this wedding looking crazy.
You cannot. You cannot.
I was at that wedding looking bomb, girl. The hair was nice.
Say?
The dress was looking.
What'd you say? You was bomb?
That's right. That part right there. I know that's
energy,
right.
Girl. I missed it. Okay. So we kind of talked about your initial thoughts. You said you were more calm. Were there any days where it kind of felt devastating, where you knew that there was hope on the other side, you know, or there was, eventually your hair was going to grow back,
right? You
know, but did the results come back as quick as you wanted them to, or was it really a journey and a process? And
it's still been a journey. I think I've been really calm about it the entire time, because in my mind, just like you said, like, it's hair, it's gonna grow back. You know, like, I'm not putting that much like emphasis on it to where like my confidence is affected. The only thing that was affected really confidence wise was like my confidence in, am I going to be able to do my hair and get my hair and hit the goals that I want to hit? I still feel like I'm that girl. Hair, no hair.
You are, girl. Let me take.
So, like, my confidence wasn't affected because of that. Yeah. It was more so, like, the confidence in my ability. And so
to style and execute.
Yeah. Okay. Because, like, I knew that I had goals. But like I said, I really don't Like, I get in the mirror and, like, it just feels like Greek up here. Like, girl, what is going on? Like, what are these products doing? Am I using the right things? Like, I got this low porosity hair. What this mean? What do I use?
I
like,
know.
because the hair world is so vast.
Too.
There's so many things. And there's so many people telling you shouldn't do this and do this. And it's like, you really have to figure it out for yourself.
You do. And some of these things they recommend you not to do actually sometimes work for you. It just didn't work for them. And that's okay.
Exactly.
That's why I'd be like, do what works for you.
Exactly.
You know, it's too much information out here, you know, to pinpoint whatever your journey needs to be for you. It's too much information for you to just try to listen to everybody.
Exactly.
And I think that's why a lot of us don't enjoy our hair journeys.
Exactly.
You know, it's because it's just too much going on out here.
That's exactly it. And so, like, it really has been a journey where, in a way, I'm giving myself that space to discover. And to actually figure out, okay, like, you like this, you don't like this. You know, if you desire this result, it's okay to stretch your hair.
That's right.
Or like, oh, to make this style last, you can do it like this. You know, sleeping with the silk pillowcases. Like, and these are things that, you know, we've heard, you know, through a video, hairstylists, through conversation. But like putting into practice now has really helped me to actually increase my confidence. Now we ain't all the way there, but it's increasing.
Yeah.
And I'm really like,
you're getting there. That's all that matters.
I'm proud about it.
Progress.
Yeah. And I feel really good about that.
Good.
But, you know, the big initial, like, striking loss that happened like early January. And so we are mid-March now?
Yeah.
So still really recent, but like I think it's been going well.
Yeah, it is going well.
Yeah.
I had to cut mine off into a pixie. It was so bad.
Really?
Yeah, mine was very bad. It was.
I bet a pixie looked good on you, though.
It took some time for me to adjust, and even my family too, because you know my hair has always been at least bob length.
Yes.
So when I came home with that haircut, nobody acknowledged it. I was like, they don't like it.
Oh my goodness. See, that would have sent me through the roof. I would be like, you know what, let me go get that wig.
Girl, and wigs were not a big thing back then. You know, we talking about early 2000s.
Wow.
You know?
Yeah.
So a wig was like, that's what grandma did. We didn't wear wigs. You know, it was like so in era, but I really didn't have no hair to really.
Right.
You know, we had partials. There were no closures. So the breakage was so unruly that it wouldn't even lay down.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So if I wanted to leave out, it was just going to be poking up or sticking up. And so my stylist was like, girl, we got to cut it. We have to cut this off into a pixie. But when I came home, I realized, like, this wasn't a great move. It was just a move I had to do. I'm like, I am in here looking dramatically different.
Right.
And everybody just carrying on conversation and pretending like they not.
We just move on. She'd had that baby. She just going through a phase in her life.
Oh, my gosh. And mine happened maybe almost like 9 months later.
Wow. And that's so crazy, like, that timeline.
Yep.
Because, again, like, I experienced it in 2 parts.
Yep.
Like, the initial, like, maybe 2 months after, and then, like, the big one, like, 6 months after.
Yep.
And it's just, like, crazy how that happened. Like, did you do anything different? Like, what was...
I don't know. I think when I could not style my hair no more, you know, like the edges were so broke that I would try to apply product to it and it wouldn't lie down. And so that's when I really noticed, because it just kind of started at the sideburn area and then it just increasingly just went around the perimeter and then it started receding.
Yes.
And I only had this middle.
Oh.
Yeah, so I had to cut it all off.
Because, like, my hairline has always been just, like, really even, like, really, like, straight across, like, just very, like, even in terms of, like, the hair distribution.
Yeah.
Girl, when I saw them edges leaving and receding and I was having, like, gaps, I was like, oh, my God.
This is it.
I can't be out here looking like that. Because you know the kids be quick to be like,
and you
got
around
no
the
edges.
kids. Oh, that's right, because you a school teacher, girl.
Around middle school at that.
You know they don't hold back. No filter.
Miss Goodner ain't got no edges. And what I'm going to say, I'm just going to sit there.
Girl, I be seeing the TikToks. I be like, Lord, I couldn't be. Listen, you got to be a strong, confident person.
You do. And you got to be kind of ready to give it back a little bit, too.
Absolutely. Oh, I wouldn't be having punchlines for days with them kids.
Honey, I say that middle school refines my sarcasm year after year because let me tell you, I got to be ready because they be quick.
Oh, my God.
Or they'll be like, Miss Goodner, you ain't got no edges, but you still cute.
Girl, at least they were backdoor with a compliment. You know, some of them just leave you there with your feelings.
You ain't got no edges, but you a good teacher. What they got to do with it?
This ain't got nothing to do with my hair. Girl.
Oh, kids.
Oh. Were there any myths or misconceptions that you heard about postpartum hair loss before?
I don't know if there was anything that I heard per se. I think the biggest gap, I'll say, for me was not seeing women with my hair type go through it. And so my idea of postpartum was always like the women with like just like naturally straight or just like the longer hair, and it's just like, oh, I'm pulling my hair and it comes out, or it's like just like really straight hair. Like I had never really seen women with like type 4 texture or like a kinky or a coily texture go through postpartum and like what that looked like. And so when I experienced it, and I'm like looking online, like, okay, postpartum hair loss for 4C hair, like, you know, then a few things started coming up, but you really don't see a lot.
No.
And that was kind of like, okay, well, what is it? Like, what does it look like?
Right.
You know, how do I grow my hair back? Like, how does, like, what does this actually look like for people who look like me?
Yeah, for sure.
And so that was kind of like, I guess, like the myth per se, like the gap, the misconception, like it's just, there's not, for me at least, from what I've seen, things that look like people that look like me who've experienced hair loss.
Yeah, it's not a lot.
No.
Do you feel like we're just not as open to being vulnerable on the platform when it comes to hair loss? Since I feel like with us as Black women, our identity can sometimes be associated with our hair.
Yes.
So do you think it's that, or what do you think?
That's a really great question. I think that has something to do with it because I remember I was like, I want to show her a picture, but I was looking at my camera roll. I couldn't even find a picture. So I kind of like went off the grid after I lost hair a little bit in terms of like photographing myself. And so maybe for some reason, or for some women, that is something that they're experiencing, like, you know, like, because our hair really is tied to our identity. You know, how we style our hair, how we wear our hair, how we feel about our hair, like all that is tied to our identity.
It sure is.
And so it's not surprising that I didn't see anything, but it was still surprising.
Yeah, it is.
Because this is an issue that affects women who give birth, have kids, all the things.
Yep, it sure does.
And so it was interesting to only see a certain demographic or a certain like hair type shown and not the other.
Yeah, even for myself, I wonder if I could be brave enough to do it. And I do hair.
Right.
You know, I'm like, could I be, just open enough, transparent enough, vulnerable enough to like share, like, hey,
and
I'm
it is really vulnerable, like, because that's something so personal.
It sure is.
Like, I'm losing my hair. I didn't even talk to my doctor about it. I did not.
I hate that they actually don't bring this up. You know, they don't even talk about postpartum depression. And then, you know, and that's one thing. And then we're going to add hair on top of the layer of all the things.
Exactly.
And I'm like, why don't y'all inform your patients about this? And also, what are the solutions to try to at least slow it down? Because it's going to happen.
Right.
It's really hard to prevent postpartum hair loss.
Right.
It's really hard. I know for me, I usually encourage my clients to just keep taking your prenatals or like try to take some type of hair supplement. But the only thing is when you do that, that's actually for something from within. So the new hair is going to be okay. But what has already grown out.
Exactly.
What's going to happen with that?
Exactly.
You know, especially if you don't catch it in time. You know, like sometimes when they come to me, they're already experiencing it. So taking a hair vitamin, it might slow it down. I don't even know if it really helps sometimes.
Right.
And I let them know, I don't know, it could possibly help. It just depends on what your body has to go through in order to just...
the thing. I think that's also probably the reason why I didn't talk to my doctor about it, because the experience is so specific to you.
Yeah.
Like pregnancy is, like all of it. But I'm talking to you about something that's like really like personal to me.
Yeah.
And sometimes when you talk to a doctor, and like, you know, I encourage people to talk to their doctor, but sometimes when you talk to a doctor, they're just giving you like the very like general medical advice and being like, well, you know, this is going to be like for you. Like, okay, well, you ain't give me no solutions, you know? And I think you hit on a really great point about, do they care? Like after you give up, when you pregnant, You got appointments every month, towards the end, every week almost.
And then after
God forbid is something more serious, then you in there more than that. And then after that, you got that 6-week appointment. They're like, bye. Like,
good riddance.
Like, girl.
And you don't see them again.
Exactly.
Like, there needs to be some post-op care.
Exactly.
It really do. It really do.
Like, I'm out here losing my hair, and you gonna send me home with a paper?
And it could be, too, they probably just so wrapped up in the science of it all.
Yeah.
It's like, you're going to be okay because it's going to come back.
Exactly.
And I think that's why they can't or they don't connect.
Right.
You know, but it's like we are people, you know, and you practice this. It's not my practice to understand biology and human anatomy and physiology. That's what you do.
Right.
And you have a very great understanding of it, but that does not reflect for me.
Exactly.
You know? So I'm like, I just wish they would at least encourage some type of, I don't know, something definitely oral.
Yeah.
You know, because topically, nothing can help you if it's like medical.
Right.
You know, so it needs the target needs to come from within. You know, we need to target it from within. So it's like they can't recommend nothing really topical, and I can't either. Like, besides, like, make sure you're just taking care of your hair, but it's still gonna fall out. Right. You know? So I wish that they would at least come up with some type of oral supplement that really targeted before it even happened. Like, hey, look, as soon as you drop this baby, start taking this oral supplement so you don't lose your hair.
And just like the conversation about, okay, you know, like, this is happening.
Yeah.
Or this will happen or can happen.
Or just the conversation.
Just the conversation.
The awareness can bring you at ease whenever it starts to unfold. Yes. You know, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you try any home remedies, treatments, or products? If so, what worked for you and what didn't?
I can be a product junkie.
Come on, tell us about
I can be a product junkie. But for this, especially because, like, my goal is so specific about, like, growing my hair out longer, fuller, and stronger, I've actually just, like, slowed down on just, like, buying a whole lot of different things. And instead, like, I'm starting to, like, do more research on products. And so I really haven't bought a lot of things. I don't want to name drop any products because I know they're, like, kind of going through certain things. But there is a specific hair, like, target to Black hair. There's a specific brand that has, like, some hair growth drops that people, you know, used to rave about.
Listen, they know. They know what you're talking about. You don't have to name drop.
Yeah. And I used to use them, but then, like, I was hearing all the things and I was just like, you know what? I'm going to back off of them for a little moment because I'm already experiencing loss. I don't want to exacerbate the issue with a faulty product or whatever the issue is. Even if mine is great, let's just leave that alone for a little bit.
Because then you'll be backtracking too, trying to fit, you know, it's like now you got two problems that you got to fix. Yeah.
And nobody got time for it.
No.
So, I've found products that are, like, more nourishing for a hair. Like, just saying, okay, these are the 3 things I'm identifying with my hair. I'm experiencing breakage. I'm experiencing dryness. I'm experiencing, like, low strength or, like, you know, loss of elasticity. So, like, what are the specific products that are going to speak to these things? And let me use those. And so far, they're doing really well. Like, you know, I'm at Sephora all the time.
Yeah.
And I'm getting a sample of this. So I'm going to try this and, like, giving it time to actually work.
That's the thing. Because sometimes we try it one time and we think we're supposed to see results as soon as we apply this product. It's like, no.
It takes time.
And consistency in order for you to see this product really do its job.
Yes.
Absolutely, yes.
And I just believe also, like, when you invest in certain products, like, you're going to see that investment back. If it's directed and meant for you.
Yeah.
Like, and meant for your hair.
Yes.
And so, like, you know, getting those samples and saying, okay, well, this has been working. Let me invest in this product. You know, and, like, not trying to hop on a trend.
Yes.
That has been really helpful. So, like, home remedies, no. I've seen different, like, hair growth stuff, but, like, again, that just feels like another task.
Yeah.
And I'm already busy. So I need something I can go to the store and pick up and say, okay.
What are your favorites in Sephora that you've tried so far? You say,
I love Sephora. Let me tell you, me and Sephora, that is, I love Sephora.
Know. I was in there yesterday, God forbid.
Ooh, love Sephora. Okay. So I have tried, I want to say it is the Vegamore The Hydrate shampoo with the biotin.
VEGAMOR. Yes.
I've tried that. I like that shampoo a lot.
Okay. So y'all heard that. That's a good one.
That's a good one. It worked so well for my hair. It was like hydrating, but then also like just very cleansing. And like my hair did feel stronger.
Okay.
Like I've been doing the Flexi Rod sets and I think before when I would have like experienced breakage and stuff, like my hair's been feeling like really strong. So that's a good one.
It looks good.
Yeah, thank you.
It do.
So that's a great shampoo that I've been liking. What's another one? I've been using the Amika Hydro Rush.
Amika, the blue one.
Yes,
the Hydro
that mask. Oh, delicious.
Yes.
My hair eats that up.
Yeah, Amika is really making a huge breakthrough.
Yes. Yeah. I like that one a lot. I really like that one a lot. I've tried some Curlsmith that I've liked.
Oh, yeah. You like Curlsmith?
Yeah.
Okay.
So an influencer actually that I watch on Instagram, she used to use it years ago before she locked her hair. And it had been on my list to like try, but I hadn't like picked it up because, like the pricing. And I was just like, I don't know if it's going to work. But I got a sample of it and I tried it. And I was like, oh, I like it. And it smells good.
I've never tried Curlsmith.
I like them.
Okay.
I like them a lot. They're good.
I might have to try to check them out too.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I also use Pattern.
You know what? It's only out of all of the people I've ever talked to, it's only one person that did not like it, but the majority of people really love Pattern.
So when they first came out, I tried it when it first came out. Did not like it. It did nothing for my hair.
Okay.
I felt my hair
she had to go back in the lab.
She had to go back in the lab. I don't know if it was just me, but she had to go back in the lab.
She had to go back in the lab.
That was maybe like 3-4 years ago I tried that.
Okay.
And I picked it up again maybe like within the last year. And I've been liking it. The Palo Santo leave-in conditioner.
Oh, I've heard so many great things.
Girl, I done gone through so many bottles of that one.
Oh, my goodness.
And their treatment mask. It's like a protein mask. When I tell you my curls pop, like the curls ain't never popped before. But the curls pop with that treatment mask.
Y'all get the D's.
Yes. That treatment mask, it is like chef's kiss. I love it.
Okay.
And the mousse, that's what I use when I do my rod set. But those are like my top pickups so far.
Okay.
I have my eye on a few other things.
Okay.
I want to try Sacred.
I heard the oil is really good.
I want to try Sacred.
Yeah, I heard.
You know what? I love Beyonce.
Really yes.
I love me some Beyonce, child. So I want to try Sacred. But the things that have worked so far are those products I've listed.
Okay.
Like I've had good results.
Okay. I haven't heard anything negative about Sacred yet.
Neither have I.
I've only heard the hype is the oil. Is what I hear about the most.
And that's what I want to try.
That's what I hear about the most is the oil. They say it kind of reminds you of like that Olaplex No. 7 oil.
Okay.
And I'm like, that's some real great oil to compare it to. So,
okay.
And so far, I haven't heard anybody say anything negative about that oil. There was one influencer who only gave it a negative, I guess, review because he felt as though it didn't cater to all patterns. And he said only because there was no styling products for curly hair. But you don't have to have like a specific product for straighter texture.
Exactly.
Like, and if you want them curls to pop, you definitely need something else going on in that product.
And some people just have like naturally straight hair. So it's like, you can put
that's
the curl
exactly
cream,
what I mean.
but it's like
it's not gonna curl. Yeah,
exactly.
So that's why he was saying he felt as though it was more catered to a more looser textured demographic.
That's interesting.
I feel as though you don't need not that you don't need, if the product line is built for hair care and restoration, I don't know if you need it to the pops to the curls to pop.
Right.
You just looking for restoration.
Exactly. And like if you heal your hair and you restore it, then like naturally some of those things will happen.
Right? Yeah.
Like less is more.
Right. So to me, I was just kind of like, I see where you're going, but it's just that I I don't feel the true connection to how this doesn't work.
Right.
You know.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Sometimes people just like those extra products in their routine. And I'm not mad at that.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, they do. Yeah. But less is best.
Yes,
you know?
For sure.
It sure is. Let's see. I got to figure out where I'm at, y'all. We got so deep in that conversation. I was like, wait a minute. Where are we? Okay, here we go. Oh, did you feel supported by your doctors, family, or community during the time you were experiencing postpartum hair loss? Or was it even a thing you felt like you need to bring up to them?
So I remember when I was in the bathroom and I was seeing all the hair loss, I remember going to Marcus, my husband, and be like, babe, I'm losing my hair. My hair is falling out. And he looked at me. He was like, all the hair on your head? What? No, it ain't.
He's like, I can't see it.
I'm like, no, babe. Like, look. Like, and I'm holding it in my hands. I'm just like, it's falling out. But I was like, but it's okay because it's like postpartum hair loss. Like, this happens. And that was pretty much it. Like, I think like your community will really like respond based on how you react. And so
that's
like
true.
Me being kind of like, okay, like, but this is my goal. Like, this is what's going to happen. This is what we're going to be doing. Like, this is my year to do it. I think everybody was just kind of like, okay, yeah, well, you can do this and make sure you're not doing this. And like, just being really supportive about it. And like, even Marcus was just like, well, if you feel some type of way about it, you go ahead and call Kanisha or book an appointment. I'm just like, I'm going to have to because he knows.
But it was only so much I can do.
I know.
You know.
And I knew that too. It's just like, you know.
Only so much I can do.
I'm going to just have to go through this. And we're going to get it together.
Yeah.
And that'll be that. Like, it's not, I didn't feel like I had to go like run to a salon.
Yeah.
I was just like, okay, this is just like a phase. It's going to happen. It's natural.
Yeah.
You know, the hormones, the vitamins, like all of the things. Like, let's just get through this.
Yeah.
Get on the right track. And then we'll go from there.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
But, you know, I told you I didn't talk to my doctor. And so, like, I just kind of like left that part alone and stuff. But, I would say everybody's been like really supportive. Like, yeah. And I think also too, like the support didn't necessarily come in the form of like a solution always. It came in the form of just like an affirmation, like, oh, your hair looks good today. Oh, wow. Like, I see you did something new with your hair. Yep. Like, oh, you tried that? Like, I like that. Yeah. And like those little like nuggets also make you feel like, okay,
I'm good.
I'm doing something.
Like, it's not as daunting as I think.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Yeah. I know, even when I experienced it, I could have done other things. I could have got a quick weave. You know, I think my hair would have probably responded to that, being that it's no foundation, no braided foundation. You have to lay it on, and especially cutting it all off. I think I could have done something with that. But I do remember I was in hair school when I experienced it. I remember like walking from my academic advisor's office, kind of like thinking like, I'm probably going to cut all my hair off. And I was like, oh, I can't wait for another 3 years. I was like, Lord, I can't wait for another 3 years. So I think too, even for myself, it was just like, I think that was like my main thing. And I think that's why my community was like yours. It was like, well, she not really stressed about it. She done cut it all off. So obviously she's okay. You know, but there are some of my clients that, you know, they won't cut it off. You know, they don't want to start over. Even some of them don't have to, though. It's just literally right there at the perimeter. It just depends. But there are some, you know, clients that I've tried to encourage, like, if in order to see quicker results, not in length, but in the integrity. Right. Because it's so unruly. It's so unmanageable. Yes. You can't do really anything with it.
And it's so crazy how it get like that, because why are you acting like this?
Yes.
Like, unruly child.
So I'm like, at least you can start seeing the benefits of it being healthy, and then you'll be able to appreciate just having healthy hair versus being so tied up to length.
Exactly.
And that's where I've always been. It's like, oh no, I would cut dead raggedy hair
off. If it
off.
gotta go, it gotta
go.
And that's it.
I don't try to hang on to it because I want to see it at its healthiest. Exactly. More important. That's more important for me than length. Right. But I have noticed with some of my clients, they like, no, weave it up, braid it up, and it eventually grows out. You know, it will. You know, it take quite some time because sometimes it's still shedding. Right. You know, so it's it takes some time, but if you just kind of cut it off and gone straight to the new grow where the new hair is coming in,
then you know it's going to grow eventually.
It's going to grow.
And it's like, do you want it to like grow and like you have your new growth and like this healthy hair, or you want to have like all this like old, like dead, like it ain't doing nothing, it ain't curling right, my hair ain't laying right. Well,
that's why it's not laying right.
Yeah.
Oh. What did you learn about postpartum hair loss that you wish more women knew? Or even women like you, like when you were explaining earlier.
What did I learn? It really does look different for everybody. You can have something as mild as just like shedding, or something as severe as like full blown, like losing extreme amounts of hair. But I think that there are so many things that affect it.
Right.
You know, it's the hormonal fluctuations, it's the vitamin deficiencies, it's the stress, and there's just so many things that can affect that. So it's a really like, I hate to sound like the doctor, but it really is like your own experience. So, you know, just that's kind of what I've learned. Like, it's your own experience. And so make it your own, like, you know, that's something like your body is going through all these changes. Like, go through it with like grace.
Yes.
Give yourself like time and be patient. Like, don't feel like the need to like stress about it and like throw yourself to a frenzy about, I gotta get my hair back. You know, like just take it, be like how you have to embrace your new body. I'm going to embrace my new hair.
That's right.
And we're going to get there eventually.
This is a new you at the end of the day, right? You know? So embrace it like you said. And I also like how you pointed out the experience is different for everyone. Yes. So also walk in that, knowing whatever information you see out here, you know, where people are sharing, it's not going to look like everyone's. Like you said, you didn't lose nearly as much hair as I did, you know? So it is different for everyone, you know? And I'm glad you said that. That needs to be said more than anything. Because just because it's not looking like what you're seeing on the internet or what you are reading on, that does not mean that's not your experience, you know, or the experience of someone experiencing postpartum
and like you
hair
said,
loss.
like with your second, you didn't even experience it.
I ain't experienced nothing. No, so
with my first, I didn't experience it. And so like, you know, I think that sometimes like when you become pregnant and you start like looking at all the videos and you're like preparing yourself, like don't stress about something that has not happened yet. You know, like you can be proactive and you can prepare, but don't go into it like worrying and being like, okay, well, I got to start taking all the supplements now. I got to start doing all the things now. Like, enjoy your process. Recognize that it is a process. And wherever you gonna fall out on your journey is where you gonna fall on your journey.
That's right.
And just go at it from there.
That's right.
Yeah.
Are there any key nutrients or lifestyle changes that help improve your hair health?
Low manipulation hairstyles. Giving my hair like a break from the braids. Like I love braids. They're easy and it's like really convenient for me, like as a mom.
Absolutely.
Who is so busy. But you know, one thing that women are doing after they have kids is trying to reclaim some time for themselves.
Yes.
And so like redefining like my hair as a chore, like instead of looking at it like it's a chore and being like, oh, I gotta do my hair. I'm like, okay, I get to go do something different with my hair. Let me go try something.
The mental, the mindset.
Yes. And I think that's a lifestyle change.
It sure is.
And just like carving out that time to like try something new, to do something new, to just like take care of yourself. Even if you're just doing like a cute little slick back bun. Do your little cute little slick back bun. Use this product. Try something. Doing that. Making sure that you're eating like nutrient dense food.
Yes.
You're not going to get everything from your foods, but it helps when you are eating and putting certain things into your body. Because what's in is going to come out.
That's right.
So you want the stuff that's going in to be good. And finding a good like multivitamin, like if you are, you know, in that still early stage, like taking those prenatal still, like, you know, taking those supplements that are going to just, again, like put some good stuff into your body. Because a lot of it also, too, is like the vitamin deficiency.
That's right. Absolutely.
And so treat your body like you're still pregnant, like, because even though you're not taking care of that baby anymore and then like putting the good stuff into your baby, like you still love with your body.
Okay.
Like, it's still you.
And it's not the same.
It's not the same.
No, so
and
you really need to be on.
Yeah, you want to take care of yourself. What other lifestyle changes? Other things? What is it, like iron, vitamin A's, like vitamin D,
fatty acids,
all of that. Like,
yeah,
just really honing in on like, okay, this is what I need for my body,
right?
For where I'm at.
Yeah.
Let me go find these supplements, get these foods, to nourish myself.
Yeah.
And just look at this whole process as like, I'm nourishing myself.
And
be unapologetic about it too, because them babies gonna be there. Your job is gonna be there.
The baby's definitely gonna be there.
But you gotta take care of you.
You sure do.
Have to take care of you.
Girl, I love that.
Period.
Yes, ma'am. I love the period. Have you started noticing any regrowth at all?
I have.
Okay. How long did it take when from the time that you initially noticed that it was, you was experiencing hair loss to now the regrowing process?
It's been really recent. And so I blew my hair out like this past weekend. And when I blew my hair out, I was like, oh, my hair has gotten a little longer.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, like at first, like I had gotten my hair and it was like cut up to here and stuff. Yeah. But like now it's like getting to my shoulders. Good. Like when I blow it out, it's like feeling stronger. Like my edges are still thin, but they're like growing back. So like the hair is coming back. And so it's been really recent, maybe like a week or two and stuff. And like I think that's also like the products I've been using. So like again, giving things time to work, like now I'm starting to see small results and stuff. And that's encouraging.
I also think your mental is helping you too, because I feel as though if you're stressed, it's going to slow down the process or it's not going to be any.
Yes.
So I feel like, just listening to your feedback and just us, having this conversation, all I hear is positivity.
Yeah.
Making sure that, inside I feel good too.
Right.
And I also think that's also helping your stimulation.
I think so too.
Yeah.
And also like you just got to get your community involved. Like on TikTok, they're just like scalp massages helps promote growth. So I'm like, babe.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Massage my scalp.
Girl.
Yeah.
If I could just get 10 minutes of it.
Yeah.
10 minutes is something. So it's just like finding like fun ways to just like put it in my day, put it in my schedule. So again, it just doesn't feel like a chore.
Yes.
And that mental is really important. And I think like, again, I locked in after I saw that hair loss and I said, okay, no, my goal is this because this aligns with who I see myself, where I see myself.
Right.
Like I'm doing things. Like I want to look presentable and my hair is a part of that. And so let's lock in and let's get this together.
Amen, sister. What advice would you give to other moms currently going through postpartum hair loss? I feel like you just been dropping all the gems on how to move forward.
I'm
but
all
if
about
you got
encouraging the mamas.
Else, right?
I'm all about encouraging moms. I'm just going to go back to give yourself grace. Give yourself grace in the space that you are in. You are new.
Yeah.
You are a new person. You are a new woman.
Yeah.
You are experiencing all these changes in your body. And you can look at that and you can like get really like depressed. You can get really like sad about it because you don't recognize that person.
Right.
But recognize there is so much power in the new you.
Yes.
Like, and look at what you're losing as an opportunity of what you can gain. Oh, my hair is falling out. I'm not used to this. I ain't never had short hair before, or my hair has never looked like this before. Okay, well, maybe this is my time to try a new haircut or a new hair color.
Absolutely.
Or rock a new style.
Yeah.
Like, what's my mom's style? Like, who am I in this new body?
That's right.
And so just like, just really like giving yourself the grace and the space to just operate in all that is new, all that is you, and just making it fun. I think sometimes we get so caught up in just like, this thing is happening to me. I got to be so serious about it.
Yeah.
Or this is a serious thing. Like nobody's taking me seriously. But like have fun with it.
Yeah.
Have fun with being a mom. Have fun with just being a new woman. Just have fun and just give yourself just grace and space to figure it out.
Yes.
And talk to people.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh. Sometimes I feel like
community, right?
You can be on your own little island and you can just be spiraling and you're looking at all these videos and they're just validating all of your concerns and you just feel like, oh my gosh, like this is never going to get better.
Mm-hmm.
But like, get out there and go talk to some people.
That's right.
Because we've all experienced it, or we're all experiencing it.
Are you going to? If you plan on being a mom,
look,
you're gonna experience
if you want that precious baby,
yes.
you're gonna have to go through some things to have that precious baby.
No, for real.
Yeah, so that would be the advice that I would give to like moms and women experiencing like postpartum hair loss.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
If you could go back, would you do anything differently in how you handled your postpartum hair journey, especially since you didn't really know much about it until you experienced it for yourself or started, planning to, be pregnant?
Nope.
No? Amen.
I wouldn't. I have enjoyed the journey thus far. And again, it has like really provided me an opportunity to discover.
Yeah, for sure.
And now I'm discovering with like more intention, with like more purpose, and with like less stress about the result. I'm just having fun with it.
That's right. Just embrace the process versus trying to rush to the solution.
Yes.
That's right. Yeah. How has your experience changed, the perspective on beauty and self-care for you?
I think that when people envision like their best selves, they always envision themselves like the fullest everything. I have the prettiest skin. I have the longest hair. I have the most banging body. Like I have the best wardrobe. It's really allowed me to enter like beauty and self-care from a place of humility and not vanity.
Yes.
Like I'm not trying to be popping for the world to give me validation. Like I want to just be so secure and confident in my own self, my own whatever I got going on that I just feel like, oh yeah.
I got my own validation going on. This is the only validation that's needed when it comes to external validation. It's not even real. It's only real if you make it real.
Exactly. And like really, you dressing up for the trend that's gonna change next week, or like the people that's on social media, like where everything is filtered and pretty and they got the most popping light, like it's just living in the now and just being so real being just grounded in this is who I am, right? This is what I like. I don't feel like I have to fit the trend, like
nope.
So if I want to put my little face mask on at XYZ, like I'm doing that.
That's right.
And again, just having fun with it. Like I love going to the store and finding like a new face mask or a new something, like, oh, I want to try this, and just like doing it.
It's a journey.
It is. And it's so much fun.
It is. It's just changing the mindset. Right.
Like I'm in a kitchen with the face mask on, I'm cooking spaghetti. Like,
that's right.
Just finding a way to just be like, nope, this is my time. Yeah. Like, y'all done got some of me. Now it's time for me to get some of me.
Now it's time for me. Yeah. Because we can lose our identity whenever we start, building our families. And it's like, I'll take care of me wherever, whenever I can. Right. But I really like how a lot of moms are inserting that intentionally today. They're like, oh no, we're not doing what we did back in the day.
No.
We're not doing that.
It happens too easily. You can easily lose yourself.
You
you do not want to do that, because you'll look up, them kids will be grown, they'll be doing their own thing. Your husband's been living life, and you'll be like,
where do I start now? Where do I start now?
Exactly.
No, thank you.
Nope. I'm going to get Mimi right now.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay, where can our listeners connect with you or follow your journey?
Oh, well, I like y'all.
Maybe that's if you want them to. Now.
I like y'all. I'm here with y'all. I can be a little private online. You see me, but then you don't. Right. But I'm on TikTok. I'm on Instagram. I'm on Facebook. Wherever you feel like you need to find me. I think it's at Hillary Chanel. I don't even know the ad name to give y'all.
Yeah.
But I think
you
it's
do
at
not have
Chanel.
To disclose you at all.
Child, they can come follow me. We can talk more about it. Maybe it'll increase our community, I'm not mad at that.
It could, because
I like that.
You know, this could be a way to support women. You could literally start, because I feel like your mindset and your emotional connection to who you are from within is something a lot of women need.
Oh, thank you.
You could really start an online community, and this could be a way to support women who are going to go through it that look like you, since there's not a platform out there now.
I'm not mad at that. And I'm more than open, you know, like, of course, online, you navigate, you know, like how much you share, how much you don't share.
Right.
And I think I've navigated that balance well. You know, like whatever I don't want to tell you, I ain't going to tell you.
That's right.
But I'm totally open to doing that. Like, I love talking to other women. I love stuff like this, like, and just having conversation.
So, I think it would be a great thing.
Y'all can follow me if y'all want to. I ain't going to block you.
Gosh, I'm so nice.
I'm going to like your post every now and then. You can follow me.
You're so funny. But no, girl, I really thank you so much for carving time out of your day to come sit with me. It's so good to see you. It's been way too long.
It has
right?
been. It has
like 3 years almost.
Yes.
Yeah. September will be 3 years.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's been and a lot of life has happened, but I'm just so proud of you, like carving out this space.
Yeah.
Having these conversations.
They're
just
needed.
Like the work that you are doing and like in community, in the hair world, just like, I don't know. I'm your online fan, girl.
I'd be
like, that's my girl.
Girl, I appreciate that though, because I'm like, sometimes you just don't know if you doing what people want.
Yeah.
You just don't know until somebody tell you, like, I really love what you're doing. Like, I hope you can keep it up.
Girl, you are doing it, and people are watching, and we are loving, and we are so excited for you. So thank you for having me. Like, this is truly an honor.
Yeah.
Period.
Oh, thank you.
It is. When you first launched a podcast, I was just like, I want to be a guest on Kanitra's show.
I can't believe you didn't tell me. I'm glad I just nudged you. I was like, ugh. Because even when I saw you mention it, I was like, okay. I was like, but she don't sound like she want to be on the show, though.
Girl.
And then I got a couple nudges after I put it out there. I was just like, that's not what I'm really looking for, you know?
Girl, be shy.
I was like, I'm going to hit Hillary up and just see what Hillary say, because we've had so many great conversations behind that chair.
So many.
I already knew it was just going to flow. And then, like, listening to how you, were at the salon, like, you was just so confident.
Yeah.
Or is so confident.
Yeah.
And that's where I wanted this show. I wanted it to go in that direction. Like, someone who has lived it, experienced it, and that's thriving.
Right.
You know, so that the listener can hear that story.
Yes.
Versus like the, kind of daunting, and we haven't really arrived there yet.
I mean, we all go through that.
Yeah.
Like, every challenge comes with, like, that period of just, like, uncertainty of, like, okay, like, where's the light in this tunnel?
Right.
But,
yeah.
I mean, just come out of it so empowered. You know, just like, I'm all about finding the opportunity where there seems to present none.
Right.
And I think, like, being a math teacher has also helped me with that, because in my mind, every problem has a solution.
That's right. I
and
love
so
that.
it's kind of like, okay, this is a problem, but I can solve this.
That's right. Absolutely.
I can overcome this. Like,
I love that analogy.
Yeah, girl. I'll be all over my head with it. But yeah, like, I pray that women walk away from this episode feeling empowered, whether it aligns to where they are in their lives or not. Like, I pray they share with somebody who they know is like, okay, girl, you pregnant. This could be you, but let's come out of this, like, empowered. Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I'm excited about who this is going to reach and what is it going to spark from here. I'm so excited about it.
All right, girl. Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate you. What an amazing conversation with Hillary. Her journey through postpartum hair loss is one that so many moms can relate to. And her story is a powerful reminder that healing both physically and emotionally is possible. Hillary, thank you for your honesty and for sharing your wisdom with us. To our listeners, if this episode resonated with you, or if you know someone who needs to hear it, be sure to share it. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and follow us for more real conversations about beauty, hair, and self-care. Until next time, stay empowered not only through your hair, but from within.